You guys, I'm so excited to have one of my favorite TV chefs in the house today, Jim Stacy, creator of the most famous corn dog truck in America. You started Palookaville Fine Foods. My God, you've got a new show launching tomorrow night at 9:30.
I do, yeah. It's a pretty big deal, I suppose.
You are kind of a big deal, and I'm feeling like kind of a big deal that you're on the show. So tell me about
that is, I have to go on the record and say that is one of the weirdest things. I don't feel like a big deal at all. This is just, it is what it is. You know, it's eating and having fun. That's all it is, you know.
So offbeat eats. You're
Yeah.
a little offbeat. Your food is a little offbeat.
Yeah.
What's the barometer of offbeat eats?
What we're trying to do with that is, I don't really, I guess, I march to whatever I find intriguing at the time, you know, and whatever I find real and whole. Mm-hmm. And this kind of echoes that. It's a logical extension of my first show, Get Delicious, filmed and produced here in Atlanta on PBA 30, which is kind of my little love letter to mom and pop restaurants in Atlanta. And this goes one step further where it's a little bit chefier, it's a little bit more scripted. The locations are all over the country. And I always will be a fan of the underdog, of the small guy who's sticking it out someplace crazy and doing something that's really outstanding. I find that intriguing. Mm-hmm. I find it charming, and it is incredibly interesting to me.
So in the first episode, you're checking out gas stations across America.
That's what we'll see. That's what we'll see on Friday night. This gas station thing, we just kind of said, what about gas stations? And started looking around, and we found these 3 places that the show itself was like, that's a great idea, but I wasn't sure it was going to be as fun as it was. Mm-hmm. And this turned out to be one of my favorite episodes because it was such a surprise.
What kind of food did you discover?
Okay, so there's a place called Cafe Rel in Franklin, North Carolina. And the chef that works there is a graduate of the West Virginia Greenbrier Hospitality Program, which fed every French restaurant in New York through the 70s and 80s, their top chefs. I mean, it's this pretty hallowed program. And he got tired of the rat race and decided to come down south somewhere and find a little town. He found a little town and found a closed down A&W root beer in the back of a gas station and started a traditional French bistro in the middle of this small mountain town. And people line up for 2 hours to get into it every day.
So I know that carnival food is your thing, and you love carny food.
It's definitely one of my favorite processes.
Okay, darling. So this is my version of carnival food. This is kind of like burlesque show meets the fat lady meets freak show delicious. Okay, so I've
been to some burlesque shows that were exactly that.
Okay, so this is pecan pie with the crust and everything, balled up, dipped in dark chocolate with maple glazed, cayenne, peppered pecans with some kosher salt. Okay, I want total honesty.
You styled that piece for me?
I styled that piece, so it'd be a good bite.
I really love your pie crust. Your pie crust is great.
It's homemade.
Yeah, it's not flat. You've got enough salt note to it where it's really great. Yeah, that's really nice.
He's going in for a second bite.
I'm going to eat a second one.
He's going in for the second bite.
You never eat just one bite.
Oh my God, up top, that's awesome.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, sir. Give me a
suggestion. I might salt the chocolate.
I did. I salted it here.
I would actually salt inside the chocolate.
Oh, inside the chocolate.
I'd make it a salted chocolate, yeah.
Okay, I'm taking that idea. And
because your pie is so sweet that if you had a really good sea salt note all through your chocolate, it would balance that really well.
Cut the sweet.
Yeah, man, that would be great. I would eat the whole thing and will in a minute, but